welcome back. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got some progressive, psychedelic, and rock duos lined up. Thank you so much for this marathon. This is sponsored. Give me 1 second. I just had him up here, and now I was looking up some names, but this is again by our dear friend that we don't know who he is. He's obviously a music lover, but he decided to stay anonymous. So when you buy the marathon, you can put in your name, but if you don't, then it just says someone, and this Mr. Someone, if he decides to say, hey, it's me, the one who requested the marathon, then we will know, but I can make him. So this is dedicated, of course, to everybody, but it is, this is, the video is sponsored by our dear someone, whoever it may be. Thank you so much. And we have a good lineup here. Very interesting bands, which I didn't want to, I usually say, I don't like to look up anything, but these were so bizarre, these names, that I know Spock's beard, but then the other ones I was just like, I have no idea what I'm looking at, so I'm just gonna, I don't even know the style, but I just wanted to see where they were from. So we have one band, the first one of this marathon is Badfinger, and they're from it said Wales, Welsh. They're Welsh. They're a Welsh band from the 70s. We're gonna do Baby Blue, and then we're gonna do Klaatu or Claypool. Maybe it's Claypool or Klaatu. This is a Canadian rock duo. So I looked that up, and then Spock's Beard. We have this band, of course, everybody knows Spock's Beard, and then we have the Claypool Lennon Delirium. So this is kind of, and that's actually why I looked it up, because I was like, what does this have to do with Lennon? Well, it's the son of John Lennon, Sean Lennon. He is the guitar player in this band, and we have Les Claypool of course. Les Claypool, who is also, I think, in let's see. I'm just gonna read to you guys if you don't know. So the Claypool Lennon Delirium is an American psychedelic rock band currently composed of the bassist vocalist Les Claypool, known for his work in Primus, guitarist vocalist Sean Lennon from the Ghost of Sabretooth Tiger, keyboardist vocalist João Nogueira from Stone Giant, and drummer Paolo Baldi of Cake. There you go. And they're from they're from the United States. So that's kind of cool. I've never been invested in Sean Lennon's work. So but now we're gonna finally hear him. It's the fourth song he's gonna sing. So he looks just like John Lennon. He's like literally John Lennon's clone. He is a son, of course, but it's just amazing how much he looks like his father. Well, so there it is. There's the lineup. I hope you guys have fun, and thank you so much for someone for sponsoring this marathon. We're gonna have some interesting choices here that I've done some Spock Spirit, of course, more progressive rock, but all the other bands, never heard of them in my life. So that, I love that. That's just gonna make a lot of people happy, because people like to get introduced to new music on the channel. So here we go with Badfinger. You guys enjoy. Thank you so much for being here, and here we go. Also, if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time and you clicked on this video, consider liking and subscribing, or giving me a thumbs up, or if the video sucks, you can also give me a thumbs down. I will see it. We do see the dislikes of the video. It's usually just one person who dislikes the videos. It's just like something personal, I guess, but it's literally, we're very happy, of course, that we only have about one dislike per video. It's literally very positive, the just the whole channel has a lot of people that are just kind and really like our work, you know, and our reactions and stuff. So there's just one person that has like a personal vendetta against us. As soon as that video goes out, we get a dislike. It's like instant. It's, I guess, I don't know. It's just personal, but it's fine, you know. It's still engagement, and we have pretty much an idea who it could be. So, all right, well, thank you so much, and enjoy this marathon. This is pretty awesome because it's so different from what we usually do. It's just very random, you know. So let's enjoy this and have fun. All right, here we go with Badfinger.
Yes, I got what I deserve. Yeah. Kept you waiting there too long, my love. All that time without a word. Didn't know you'd think that I'd forget. I'd regret. Special love I had for you. Baby blue. All the days became so long. Did you really think I'd do you wrong? Dixie, when I let you go, thought you'd realize I would know, I would show special love I have for you.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm onto something here. But this sounds a lot like the Beatles, just like the style of singing and harmony, those voices, the bum 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 ba da dum bum, the riffs, and just it has a Beatlesque feel to it. I wonder if Mr. Someone did a marathon that is in the vein of the Beatles. Let's check it out. Let's just keep going. But I'm very, very happy with this. Sounds very cool. I love it. It's just more simple, you know, not so. It's just very digestible, very easy listen, easy to listen to. I'm really enjoying this. I'm just barely a minute and a half in, but I'm loving what I'm hearing. Really cool.
Show me the way.
Yes, very very. I love that it had like this, even this dum 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 da 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 dum bum. You know that riff, very Beatlesque, but very cool. I love that it. I mean, you can hear there is an influence, like an inspiration by the Beatles. Now, I did forget something. I usually do this. So this was Badfinger, and this is from the album Straight Up, and this is from 1971. So it's very reminiscent. It could be very well that they said, "Hey, well, the Beatles are not together anymore," or something. I'm sorry, but maybe I'm sure they broke up before 71, but yeah, this could be just like, an a result of, okay, the Beatles are gone, let's do something, similar. But it sounds great. I actually thought this was newer because it just has a very great sound quality. Now it is a remaster, so maybe it's that. But I loved it. Now let's continue with the next song from Klaatu. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Now this is from the album Hope, and this is 1977. I love the artwork. Very very cool. Let's see what it has in store for us. And again, thank you to Mr. Someone for this awesome opportunity to do the marathon.
Hope is like a lighthouse keeper's beam. Hope, the master cobbler of our dreams. For hope believes in desert streams. The might.
So I'm not a Beatles, connoisseur or a Beatles maniac or anything, but I have heard Strawberry Fields Forever, and this gives me a little bit of a vibe right there. So I'm sure Mr. Someone did theme this marathon because the first song sounded like the Beatles, the second one, and then we have John Lennon's son on the fourth song. Let's see where this goes.
Streams, the mightiest of stars, the microcosm in a jar, vast or small, they all revolve on hope. The guardian angel of the dead. A gift of guidance from above. And hope is the heart in mother's love. No plans could be conceived, no ships could bear the seas, but there would be no courage were it not for hope. Now the path before us lies, before our very eyes. Don't you see? And it leads up to the gateway. Lead me through. Don't you see?
Very cool. Now this even reminds me, it's so cool because I just did the ELO marathon, right? And I said this reminds me so much of the Beatles. Now this reminds me more of ELO because it's so orchestral, like it's so well put together. You know, a lot of orchestration there, and but that and that just the 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 speed of the song, the singing, very reminiscent of, you know, the Beatles. Really cool, but it does have this little ELO vibe. ELO's a little bit more like has a little bit more happiness to it. This sounds a little bit more sadder, but very cool, very cool.
So let us feel hope and feel the sunrise in our minds. To give hope is to enlighten all mankind. All but lose hope, and life seems black as blind. When faith gives way to fear, when motivation disappears, all is lost if one abandons hope. All is lost if one abandons hope.
Wow. Same song. Tripping. That was very cool because it sounded like a Christmas train or like a Christmas wagon or something driving from here to here. Like they panned it really nicely. Really cool. I loved the song Hope. Very, very, like I said, very reminiscent of the Beatles. Now here comes Spock's Beard. Now they're more progressive, but maybe they have like this tune that sounds a little Beatlesque. Let's figure it out. Let's check it out. But this was a nice treat. This was Hope was really, really beautiful. Here we go with Spock's Beard. I mean, just short and sweet, very nice harmony, beautiful notes choice here. But it does remind me of Eleanor Rigby. Like I said, I've only listened to maybe 10, 15 Beatles songs in my life, but they are so they sound so unique that you can, when you hear something similar, you say, yeah, this sounds like the Beatles. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, don't you want a band that you can instantly recognize? That's anyone's dream, you know. I want a band that they instantly recognize, and yeah, the Beatles are one of those. Supertramp, another one, very piano driven. Maybe Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler's guitar. There's like these bands, you know. Okay, let's continue. I'm loving this, but it's definitely themed, and I thank you to Mr. Someone for taking your time and choosing these tracks. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm happy that my computer did tell me I have to stop the video for a second. We're running out of space. I'll be right back. And we're back. I did have to delete some like 30 gigs from the computer. When we do these videos, they're so big in size, and then this would take so long in the editing process because I think YouTube would never allow us to upload them in the size they originally come. So you kind of have to put the quality down to YouTube standards, and then that takes just a lot of time. And then also the editing, but well, it is part of the, you know, it's part of the thing of uploading videos to YouTube. So, but yeah, I'm grateful that it didn't just stop recording. It actually let me know, hey, you know, we're about to run out of time, out of space. So here we go. Let's continue with the song we left off. Let me rewind a little bit and continue.
Science, it's all so bright, it makes you cry. So this is life, a perfect paradise. So this is space and this is time, and I got yours and you got mine, so roll the dice.
Wow, beautiful. This reminded me, of course, a lot of. Yes, it did remind me of the Beatles, but it also reminded me of Pink Floyd. And the other day, I said something when I was listening to Colossus, and I said, "Wow, this is like This is how Dream Theater would sound like if they would play in the '70s with that equipment." And a guy didn't like my comment, what I said, but it does sound. When I say like it sounds like Dream Theater, it's not a bad thing. You have to check out Dream Theater. It's not just any metal band. It's like these are really amazing musicians, and they're like basically the equivalent of Yes, but today, And I think we have to be like happy that we have bands like this, like Spock's Beard and Dream Theater, and like uh Big Train and Porcupine Tree, because otherwise it would just end. We would just have the old '70s records and '80s records, and then what? So when I do these comparisons, I don't try to undermine the original creators of progressive rock, such as Genesis and Pink Floyd and Yes. And on the contrary, I just think it's great that these that they were able to pass the torch to younger generations, and all these players in these younger generation bands, they're in their 50s and 60s. Steve Vai, he's a prodigy of from Frank Zappa, or John Petrucci is 55 years old. I mean, he's not the youngest guy anymore. So let's just be happy that we have still great music instead of all this mumbo jumbo BS, that's on the radio. So just like when I do these comparisons, I'm not trying to make these original bands less. On the contrary, I give them all the credit in the world. So now we've come to the one that I was most curious about. I love this one by Spock Spirit, and I think the guitar player is one that has been in the comment section, and his wife as well. I think I'm correct. Or maybe it was Neil Morris, but because I'm a little bit confused, because Neil Morris has a lot to do with Spock's beard. So don't quote me on this, please. So now we're gonna do the Claypool Lennon Delirium with John Lennon's son on the vocals. So I want to know how close he comes, and of course, if my dad would have been a famous musician, a singer or a songwriter or a guitar player, well, I don't know if I would wanted to emulate him. There's like this situation with like Van Halen and his son Wolfgang, and Wolfgang is doing very, very good just by himself. I mean, he can play his father's stuff, granted, but he doesn't really want to be his father. He wants to be his own. So let's see what happens here with Sean Lennon. Let's see just how good these people are. Okay, here we go. Have fun. I'm loving the music. It's just fantastic. Fantastic music, great bass. I mean, of course, the drumming, the whole unison is great. I love the singing. He does sound, the effect in his voice is very John Lennon. I don't think the vocal cords are the same. I mean, that's impossible. But I love that he's trying to. Why not? I mean, his name is Lennon. And why not carry the legacy? So I was just curious if he was gonna do it, and why not? I mean, John Lennon is a big deal. If your dad is John Lennon, special. So yeah, he definitely has that. I don't know what it is, like a reverb in his voice, in his microphone. He sounds very Lennon-esque. Beautiful, just beautiful music. It's really very entertaining. It has that circus feel. It has that, like, I don't want to say like it has that bum 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 bum, so I don't want to call it circus music, but you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments what you think, okay? This was very good. This is very cool. I loved it. It was. I loved the chords in this section. Bum 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 dun, 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 dun. Like all the diminished stuff that was going on there. Very cool. Like very, very good. The bass and the at the end the voice was just so good. I mean, he he doesn't even need the name, you know. He can hold himself up way good by himself, you know. I mean, it's cool, but at the end I love to sing it very high pitched. I think almost higher than John Lennon would go. Very cool. I love the psychedelic feel of the whole thing, you know. It was more psychedelic than anything. Really cool, really good. Really good. I loved it. The whole marathon was great because it was themed to have this Beatle vibe going on in every song, even the Spock's beard one. But that's kind of, it's just a cool, funny, not funny, a fun way to get music together and then create something like a marathon that's going to remind you of the Beatles. So here, everybody else, you know, listen to this. So that's awesome. So thank you so much, someone, for this marathon. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. It just strikes your attention, you know. I love those when I hear something I haven't really heard before. That's when I have the most fun, of course. Not that listening to something with just three chords like gets me in a boring mood, but it's, you know how it is, like you feel it too. After a while, you just want to hear new stuff and something that sounds unfamiliar. This chord progression at the end was very cool. Like it was just like diminished after diminished chord after diminished chord, and it was just going into like very cool sounds there. So I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Did you like this? Have you heard any bands? I mean, I know a lot of people in the comment section know Spock's Beard, but have you ever heard Badfinger before, or the Claypool Lennon Delirium, or Klaatu? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And thank you for being here. We'll see us in the next video. Take care, guys.